Hi guys, it's Wonder with Robson here, and I'm out for a couple of days of walking and wild camping in the beautiful Northumberland Border Country, Thrunton Wood. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here and already I'm getting hammered by the midges. It's very close and humid and it's forecast for it's a mixed bag really, sun and showers, and already I'm getting swarmed by them, so I'll keep moving. And there's a couple of places I want to explore, a couple of caves. One being Wedderburn's Hole, where a famous moss trooper used to hide. He lived a life of banditry in the hills, in the border regions. And he would hide in this little cave to get away from the authorities. But they found him. And they smoked him out with burning oil and then they shot him. So I hope it's not a fate that awaits me. Well, I'm keen to have a look in the cave. Apparently it's very tight squeeze to get in, so we'll see. The other place I want to have a look at is a cave called McCartney's Cave. It was apparently carved out of the rock by a priest or a monk a few hundred years ago. Not sure if it was he stayed in it all the time or whether it was just a way to escape. You know, I suppose there was a lot of troubles in those days, you know, so could have been a place to escape, or he might have just liked his, he might have been a recluse, he might have just liked to get away from it all, a bit like me, you know. Get away into the hills and a couple of days of peace and solitude. And that view over there is of the Cheviot hills. You've got the Cheviot itself and you've got Headshot up in front. And what a lovely place just to sit and have a break. Wedderburn's Hole is just down there. It's actually a little bit of a steep drop, a couple hundred metres. But I think I'll just sit here and enjoy the view for a while. I'm not even going to attempt to see anything. I think the view from Coe Crags speaks for itself. There's not much of a path here, but it's definitely close on my GPS. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe it's a couple hundred metres further that way. Or down here. I had to come away from that steep path going down to the Wedderburn's Hole because basically I couldn't see a way down, and the rocks are all slippery, and to be honest with you, I fell over a couple of times and it's just not worth twisting an ankle, especially when you're on your own. You know, I've got a heavy backpack, got camera gear, and I haven't got the balance. So, and my map's actually a few years out of date, so what looks like a path going down seems to go halfway down to that seat, and when it gets really steep it's all crags, moss, heather, and it's slippery as hell, and I can't actually see where I'm putting my feet. You put your feet down into the heather, it's going down another foot or so further in, I could twist an ankle, and you know, it's just not worth it. But I've still got that other cave to explore, McCartney's Cave. Another nice opening there with beautiful views of the Cheviot hills. stunning, isn't it? You know, like a nice little bivvy camp on the end of that crag there would be absolutely beautiful. Wake up the views like that. Wow, I didn't realise it was so steep like. It's a couple 100-foot drop down there. You know, that's what I was saying before about that walk down to Wedderburn's Hole. It was steep. I mean, the drop off wasn't sheer like that, but the gradient was very, you know, it was very, very narrow, so there would have been a chance that I could have slipped and fallen. I mean, look at that, man, look at the drop down there. Them ledges are sheer, like a sheer drop down to the abyss. It's a bit of an exaggeration. I wonder what that is. Remember that old film, The Blob? 1950s film or something like that. About the same colour. Never seen nothing like that. Could be poo, like, but... And there's that staining around it, that's unusual, that, like. It's like it's leached out and coloured the sand. So, answers on a postcard, anyone? Do you know what it is? Let us know. Is it the Blob or is it something more down to earth? All around this top here, it's the highest point of the crags, and it's a little bit boggy. Couldn't really camp here, like. And that's just a stagnant pool. You can see all the little, looks like drops of rain dropping on the pond, but it's not, it's the flies. I won't be drinking water out of that. It's really hard to do. I'm on Killally Crag now, and there's not a path, but there's a steep descent down to the Cartley's Cave. As you can see off the map there, it's quite steep, but it's not that far really. Just steep climb getting back up, that's all. That was the tarn there, the little pond that I just visited. I've actually gone a little bit more to the left of it. Right, I'll get cracking. Well, I found the cave. Boy, not a path to get to it, mind. I'm getting swarmed with flies as well. Path going down, but I won't be going that way because that's going to take us to Killally Estate. That's where I've come from, up there. A few 100 metres, but it's a scramble like to get up. And the interior of the cave is tiny. You know, I thought I could sleep in there, but there's no way I could sleep in there, like. It's absolutely tiny. And I don't want to be disrespectful towards the guy, but it's not a very good place to hide. It's not very big. Quick look at the top there. It can be seen from down the bottom. Maybe he built it you know, it would have took a lot of work just to excavate this cave out, like, just to use it to hide, because, you know what I mean, your shop get found. Maybe he used it as a place to get away from it all, to be alone with his thoughts. I mean, that window, I mean that entrance, sorry, looks like almost like a church kind of, don't know what you call it, like a church window type shape. Maybe it was a place where you could perhaps be alone with God. Interesting bit of history though. Well, that's me sitting with me back against the farthest point in the cave, with my legs fully stretched. So as you can see, it doesn't go very far in. Couldn't have asked sleeping here, like, it's too cramped. And it's on nearly a 45-degree slope. End up sliding out there in the middle of the night, and quite possibly off the edge of the cliff. It's a fair drop there, like. And that's the view. Just all woodland. Another quick look before I get away. That's the top. Some graffiti up there. Don't know if you can see it. It's always something that's got to spoil it. Very interesting. And that's where I came from the top of Coe Crag. Some canny drops there, like, I came in a diagonal, it wasn't as steep that way, coming that way over there, down here. One last look before I get away. Interesting structure, like, carved out of sandstone by the looks of it, so it's not a particularly hard stone to get through. I'm halfway up, but I've still got all that to do. What makes it worse, I just swallowed a fly. They're everywhere, man, and I'm not out of breath. I went to back of my throat and I nearly inhaled it. Coughed, but I think I did swallow it, like. Just had a energy bar eating on the go. So I'm munching away on that. The damn thing flew in, didn't it? I wasn't sure if I swallowed a bit of peanut or a fly. Tasted alright though. Wait for a few hours. If I've got a bad belly, I'll let you know about it. I suppose the saying, eating on the fly, has a new added meaning to it now. Got a bit of a bad belly, but it's only indigestion. Too soon to get food poisoning or fly poisoning. Not be long to the top now. And what have we got here? A couple of slugs perhaps. Have I disturbed them in a very private and intimate moment? It looks like that one wasn't lucky enough to get there on time. Let them get on with it. And there you've got Long Crag and Coe Crags just over the way, Simonside Hills. And what a lovely evening it's turned out to be. Bit of a breeze there as well, just to, you know, keep us a bit cooler, because I was building up a bit of a sweat. Fantastic views of the Cheviot Hills. And the sun will be setting over that direction, and I'll have a lovely view for this evening. And looking back towards Coe Crags and where I come from. Always watching out for snakes, because you never know. Most of the time you don't see them, but they're there, well hidden. That's where I'm going, down there and up onto Long Crag and along to Coe Crags. Looks really nice from this angle, like. Won't be able to see the crags and that once you get up there. Very small stream, but it's still a water source. It's running water. Slightly coloured, as you'd expect, running straight off the peaty bogs. Great system, you know, the Camelback and the Catadine Hiker Pro. Right, let's get a move on. And that's Long Crag up there. Not far to go now. Looks like the moon's come out to join her. Still got a couple of hours before sunset, and the views are still stunning. I planned on having a barbecue tonight, but I don't think there's anything to burn up there. It's all open moorland, no trees. You see, I planned on staying back there in the woodland, but them flies would have been, it would have just been hell, so I had to come away. Like, I think this is going to be a better spot. Don't know how bad that wind is, guys, but I've got a little bit of foam covering the microphone, so hopefully it'll be taking the edge off it. And that's a view from the summit of Long Crag, Simonside Hills. Looking west, probably got Scotland in the distance there. Cheviot Hills, which is basically the border. Looking northwest. Got the North Sea over there. Looking east. Oh, those crags stunning in the evening sunlight. And that there would be the ideal place to bivvy the night. Don't think anything's going to fall down on us. If it does, it's 1,000,001 chance, like. Nothing's falling off here. you know, probably thousands of years. So I'm going to enjoy the sunset, and then I'll catch us after that then. Hopefully I'll be making something to eat by then. Hope you enjoyed the sunset. I certainly did. Right, I'll give you a look at my setup. I've got everything there just on a black bin liner, really right under the underhang, so it's nothing's going to get wet. So as you can see, I'm kind of like ready to sort of just roll out my bivvy and jump in, but first I need to eat something. I'm starving. Got my little kitchen there set up, ready to fire away. And as usual, it's the keep it simple philosophy. I like these little cups, you know. These little cups, you know, they fold out. The whole 200 millilitres, which is just the right size for one of these 2-in-1 coffees or 3-in-1 coffees, whichever you prefer. Hand sanitizer, a little bottle of olive oil, which comes in handy for my knife and also for cooking. A bit of washing up liquid, soap, letting the good old spoke. What I was thinking about doing, you know, is putting a bit of olive oil in there and frying my chops. And what I'll do, put some old bits of heather on, just to make the buddy burners last a bit longer. Because I mean, if you can find old dead bits of wood, why not use it and keep your resources for another time. This is where it's at, guys. This is what it's all about. Wild camping. Why don't you get out and do some wild camping? You know, it makes sense. Said that one before, haven't I? Right. We'll have a go at cooking something now. Olive oil. Crusader cup. About half a teaspoon of olive oil. Pork chop. Yeah, well defrosted now, like. I even put some dock leaves in because I was going to roast my potatoes on the fire. I've got to cut potatoes somewhere. Well, it wasn't to be, and I always carry far too much bait. There you go, dock leaves. Handy little trick that, you know. I mean, you can put a potato in tin foil, or you can put a potato in on the fire on its own. You know, it'll get a crust. You know, it makes the outer part not very edible. But wrap it up in leaves, it does give it that little bit more protection, but make sure that they're edible leaves. Well, I don't know if they're edible, but I heard it off somebody, you know, and I've never been poorly with it. I've wrapped fish in this method before. You know, I've wrapped potatoes in this method, and I've never become sick, so take it from me. As long as you pick dock leaves, you'll be fine. There you go, guys. Cooking away quite nicely. And that's not even pink on the inside, that's fine, that. You look lovely, that. If I want a cup of coffee later, that pot's gotta take some cleaning, so I might not bother like. I think what I might do, you know, bring a small frying pan, get the titanium ones, the weigh next to nothing. It's just the bulk, you know, it takes up a bit extra room in the pack, but you know the way it's shaped, but you know, once it's in the pack and there's other things in there as well, you keep things inside the shape of the pan itself, so I think I might do that actually. I mean, it's a nice idea, keeping things minimal, you know, it's an appealing idea, but it's a lot more hassle, I have to admit, just having the one pot, you know, for cooking and eating out of. I can't wait to get filled up and get into my bivvy like, because it is getting a bit chilly. You're not using your knives and that, put them away in its sheath, otherwise that's how accidents happen. Well, I'm on my third chop there now, and only used 2 buddy burners, but I've been burning a lot of old twigs, old scraggly heather and the like. What I'll do now, I don't know if you can see that. All those meat juices in there, I'll boil some water, and all the meat juices will go in to make the mash, give it a bit of taste. Then this time I brought some butter, so the mash is going to be a lot better, like mash with pork juice, butter, salt and pepper, and meatballs, my favourite. I know you guys love to see us eat me meatballs. See that, guys? That's where the drop is, down to the abyss. Even though that looks solid, just past that plant there, it's just a sheer drop, so I've got to be very careful. I don't sleepwalk, but now's the time not to start sleepwalking. Look at that sunset, man. How beautiful. That's the Cheviot in Headshop, that's where the sun's set. And the sun's moved around a little bit there. This time of year hardly gets dark, you know. It'll just stay like this all night, twilight. And then come about 3 o'clock in the morning. Should be rising over that way, towards the North Sea. That's the water in there. In with the juices, heating up. When it's boiled, I'll put the mash in, salt and pepper and the butter, and it'll taste nice. Doesn't look very nice at the minute, in fact it looks disgusting. Found potatoes, I haven't got use for them now, like. I could always eat them raw on the way home. Chomp on one on the way back. Got nuts. Got some energy bars. I've got a Mars bar and I've got a Snickers in there somewhere. There we go. And old faithful look what we found, Small Farmer's Big Taste. And that, of all the ones I've tried up to now, and there's a few of them, that's my favourite one up to now, like. The mash, I don't go anywhere without the mash. And that was for the barbecue, but no barbecue tonight. But I'm eating cold, chopped on the way home, or because tomorrow morning I don't think I'll be lighting fires and that, like. Can you see it's alright there, guys? Am I just a silhouette? Sun's gone down now. Been down about an hour. Just gone 11 o'clock. And it's never going to get really that much darker, to be honest with you. I forget what I was going to say now. Right, the walk. The walk's, I think it's about a 7-mile walk. You know, it's like a big circular walk, to be honest with you. And I've done 3/4 of it up to now. So tomorrow it's only like maybe it's an hour's walk back to the car, stroll, because I'll be filming. It'll be taking me time and that. Like I say, I'm not going to put a tarp up or not. What's the point? It's not going to rain. And if it does, I'll just creep back under that overhang and pray it doesn't crack off in the night. Hasn't done for the last few thousand years, or perhaps millions of years, so it's probably not going to do it now. See the shape of the rock there? Looks like a profile of Wallace's face. I shouldn't say that, you know. Should be watching this. Oh dear me. Just kidding. Still love you. Yeah, better shut up. I'm waffling again, guys. Doesn't that look like a... You know, looks like my profile, isn't it? Yeah, looks like my brow, my eyes, my nose. My I've got the lip on according to all that, so that looks like my lip. There's my mouth. I haven't got a chin, so don't have got the sloped back forehead, sloped back head like. Am I waffling again, guys? Let's get back to the sunset, eh? Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? You know what makes sense, guys? You've got to come wild camping. Don't knock it till you've tried it. It's fantastic being out in the wilderness. Just had to stick another buddy burner under there, so that's like the 3rd one I've got in. So I've had 3 chops, and I'm now heating the water up for my mash on the 3rd buddy burner, but I've been burning the sticks and that. Yeah, water's bubbling away there now. Get the old mash on it. Knob of butter. Stick it with a bit of creamy texture. And that's going to taste nice with the pork juice. I mean, just on its own, that's nice to eat. Get it mixed in there. And like I said before, it's a bit more meatballs to mash ratio, so it'll be a bit more saucy. I like that word, saucy. The meat fire's out early, which, to be honest with you, I'm not too fussed because I leave it cool. I'm not wasting another buddy burner, like. Give it a couple of minutes perhaps, just to let it warm through, because there's still a bit of heat there, like. Not that I need to say anything because you already know how I feel about these. Simply lovely. To be honest with you, I'm absolutely stuffed now. But it's going to give us the energy. Have a good night's sleep. I won't get cold. It's forecast to get to about 10 or 11 degrees Celsius. That's not cold. Not when you're in a nice warm sleeping bag in your bivvy. And that wind's died right back as well, so just a beautiful evening. The stars are out. It's a nice walk. It's not the kind of walk that's going to sicken you. You can do it in one day if you want, You can do it's about, like I said before, 7 miles, and you can start in the morning, just take your time and get back to the car. But if you want to do a wild camp, it's handy just to stop off here. And I've noticed I've not seen any signs of camping or fires or anything, but I've seen signs of litter in the crags here, in the little corners, the nooks and crannies, as people have been chucking stuff in. Like, so what I'll do is tomorrow I'll fill me. I've got a black bin liner over there. I'm gonna fill that up with the rubbish and take it away, because I hate it out like that. I thought everybody should do that, you know. Take a bin liner with them in there, as long as it's not over the top, because there's some places you go to, like, and it's just, you know, they've had beach parties or whatever, or raves in the woods and that. There's just that much stuff, you just kind of, there's just no way you can take it away on your own, like, you need a skip. Anyway, I'm waffling and I'm getting cold, so I'll probably just say night night. I won't be filming anymore, like, I'll say night night and I'll catch you in the morning, hopefully, if I haven't fallen off that crag. It's a couple of metres away, so it looks like there's a couple of metres away, and then there's a drop, and I think there's a little ledge down there because there's plants and stuff growing on that. So if I'm gonna roll out, I'll roll out sideways, but I'm not gonna sort of like roll forward, am I? So that should be alright. Never mind, I'm waffling. Excuse me. So good night, guys, and I'll see you all in the morning. Morning. I got into my bivvy, I think it was about 11:30 last night, but I couldn't get to sleep because I kept waking up every hour or two. I was sliding ever so slightly down towards the crag edge, but with it being dark, I didn't know how far I was sliding, but I was sliding maybe about a foot and a half, but I was trying to go to sleep in case over the course of the night I would slide, you know, a metre or so on to the edge of the crag. But I'm on a slight incline, but then it flattens off slightly, so I was just worrying about nothing. But you know, when it's dark and you know your mind plays tricks with you, paranoia creeps in, you know. So eventually I did get to sleep, and when I did wake up, I don't know how long I slept for, like fully. You know, when I did wake up, I'd only like slid down a couple of feet, you know, not even that. But just a lovely place to wake up to. As you can see, I'm quite close to the edge, like, and it drops off sharply. About 20 foot or more. And then it drops off again. Not too sure how far that is down, like, but it's well over 100 feet. And then views over Thrunton Woods to the Cheviot Hills. Beautiful place to wild camp on Coe Crags. One thing I have noticed, you know, when you find somewhere to camp and you test its flatness by lying on the bottom, if you're just lying directly on the grass, even if it's slightly, you know, a slight incline, you think it's flat. But once you get on your inside your bivvy and you're lying on top of your ground sheet, it slides. So what you might think is flat might end up being a slight incline, and then, you know, you have trouble in the night. So it's always best to perhaps, you know, set your camp up before it gets dark, get inside, and then, you know, try it out then, because, you know, that's not a very nice prospect, sliding down there. And I think it was all in the mind last night with me. It was just, you know, mind playing tricks on us. And all my gear was underneath the overhang. And if it did rain, you know, I could have moved myself back another metre or so, and I would have been totally protected. There's my camp kitchen, my stone larder. Look at that, man. People just stashing their rubbish away. I'll take that away with me today, like. I mean, there's my rubbish down there in one place, you know, which I'm gonna bag up properly and take away. It's so still, hot and humid, and the midges are coming out now, so I'm having to walk around because I'm getting bit. I mean, it was great last night because there was a slight breeze and there was just none at all. If I'd camped down in the woods, yeah, it would have been a lot worse. Like, and it's all about choosing your options, isn't it? I mean, I'd love to have been able to find plenty of wood and have a little barbecue, but it wasn't to be. It's weighing up, you know, what's best. I mean, every time you go camping, each situation is different. You know. So what I think I'll do is I'll just soak up the views for an hour or two and then head off home. And you never know, I might see you in the next one.